we've got just through that pre-breeding season. We're getting into that breeding season. Now these birds, they're past that dominance and they're more into the jealousy phase. So now you start looking at the way things are transitioning, and we're moving that Jake actually sitting right on top of those hens. Calling might be a little bit different. So, everything is starting to progress, different calling techniques, different decoy techniques to help you be a little more successful during this.
Things are really getting fun. Follow along. It's me hunting. Art's taking his bow out on this one, and our team member and editor, Brad.
So we're back out here at the same spot we came out to yesterday morning, out for a midday hunt. I went to work this morning for, 4 or 5 hours, and we were getting ready to head out here, and the landowner called and said that the turkeys were out in front of the blind here, so no big rush, but darn, we missed an opportunity. So when we came out, the turkeys weren't here. We can actually see this area from the road, so we checked it out with some binos, but we decided to sneak in here instead of going to the other spot because of the wind direction, and we were afraid that they wouldn't be able to hear us from the other spot. So we approached this blind from a different direction, just kind of over the knoll or over a hill, staying down low, so that if the turkeys were still up high, maybe just out of sight, just in the woods, that they wouldn't be able to see us. So we're back in here. It's really windy again today, a little drizzly, but that's mostly tapering off. And we're going to sit it out till the end of the day and hope something comes in. They're still there if you want to get them. Well, that happened fast. And like usual out here, they came in quiet. We're just sitting here and it's windy. But a group of jakes, so they often will come in quiet. But all of a sudden Art says, there's jakes right at the decoys, which actually from my angle is just out of my view to the left. So I had to then try to pick up my gun and get ready, and I still couldn't quite see them. And then of course they're all mobbed up, so you don't want to shoot more than one. But we got a turkey out there, so with the weather that's coming in, and we got our NWTF banquet tomorrow, it feels real good to have a turkey down.
Typical little Jake beard. It's all right. Not a bad little spur start in there, but a turkey's a turkey in some ways, so I'm happy. Put a good shot on one, and it'll be nice eating. The young ones are nice eating, so this is just fine. I'm happy with this, just as happy as I'd be with the tom. We've been kind of fighting the weather this week. It's been windy, cold, kind of rainy today, so the wind has been a struggle. Used some loud calling today. I think the box call is really good in windy conditions. We approached differently today and chose this location because of the wind, because we were afraid that the turkeys wouldn't be able to hear us at all if we went to the other location. And so I think we just still kept coming out here, and we were persistent and stuck with it, and that made the difference for us. And hopefully, being persistent, being creative helps you own your season.
This tip of the week is brought to you by Delta McKenzie Archery Targets. You know, now that we've talked about broadheads, let's talk about placement when you're trying to shoot that bird, whether it's in full strut or if it's walking. First, this broadhead here that I'm going to demonstrate with, this is the gobbler getter. It's got a dull tip on it. This is blunt. The reason this tip is blunt is to decrease that penetration. Again, like I said, if you can keep that arrow in that bird, that's better. If he tries to take flight, he's not going to be able to because of that arrow. He's going to have to stay grounded. So if you put a marginal shot on it, let it go lay down, you will have a blood trail just like you do with a deer. Give it some time and go track it down. If the shot is good, that bird's going to be down within 10 yards and you'll be able to go get him right away. So with that said, let's look at shot placement on these turkeys. First, try not to shoot them in the head unless you're shooting a broadhead designed specifically for that. But any other type of expandable, they're large enough, they're big enough that they're going to do the damage they need to by shooting them in the body. So where do you want to do that? When you're looking at this wing with this triangle up front, the problem is most people try to put it here in this pocket. They're too far forward. There's nothing but breast there. You want to back off that a couple inches center body or right over the top of those legs. That's where you're looking to put this broadhead, approximately right here. With that shot, that bird's going to go down real quick. If he's facing you, try to put it right at the tip of that beard, or the base of the beard where it goes in, or left or right of that, just by an inch or two. That shot is also going to be deadly very quick. On the backside, when this bird is strutting away from you, when he's in full strut, he gives you a really pretty little bullseye, and that's what you want. That Texas hard shot, put it there, you're going to be going home with a turkey this spring. Otherwise, this bird, if he goes in to the walking mode, and he comes out of strut, when he's standing there, follow those legs up, center body, and you're going to have yourself a turkey. If he's facing away, put it right center body through the middle. You're going to break his back. You're going to take out his lungs, something there. You're going to put that bird down quick and humane.
Well, it's day 2 of my turkey season. Yesterday didn't go as planned. We've been seeing birds here for a couple weeks. Right away in the morning, and yesterday they were here, but they were henned up, and went to a different spot yesterday afternoon. That definitely didn't pan out, and so we snuck back in here this morning, and birds aren't even close. They weren't roosted close, and it sounded like 2 of the birds that we had roosted not far yesterday were roosted farther to our west this morning, and we just heard one of the neighbors shoot over there. So that bird, and then they quit gobbling. So obviously he shot one of those birds. So now I guess it's just a sit-wait game and see if we can't get something fired up after that neighbor gets his bird and gets out of here and gets done celebrating and whatever he's doing, or she, and I don't know, see if we can get another bird fired up, and we're just gonna have to wait and stick it out and see what happens, I guess. Wow, did that happen fast? That was... I thought that bird was going to walk away. He came in super quiet. I got one gobbling up here on the hill. And I thought, man, we're trying to get this bird, and all of a sudden, it's been a couple really early mornings, and Shell was kind of taking a nap over here, and I had to wake her up. And so it took a minute to get everything organized, and then I thought he was going to go past us. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this bird just started walking. I made a few soft calls, and he turned around, and he didn't even like the hen. He came in, beat her up, and then he cranked on that Jake, and 20 yards, man, that Spitfire, it put him down like right now. So we're gonna get out of here, and that's pretty exciting. Quick morning. We're gonna get out of here and go check that bird out, and then I'm gonna go have a little bit of breakfast and some coffee to wake up myself. So yes. Couple things that really put this hunt, made this thing together, is one, like I said, patience. Is having some patience. But our decoy sets this year were a little bit later in the season, and so as our season started later, 1 week later this year, so we're kind of getting through that dominance, just real close to that jealousy phase. So what I did is, instead of separating the Jake and the hen decoy, is I took that Jake decoy and I put that just a little bit closer, almost like he's wanting to try to mount that hen. And then I put the feeder off to the side, look for comfortability. And as you saw, as this bird, they're coming from that dominance jealousy factor, he came in, he didn't like that Jake sitting there. And so he came in, beat that up, and get that away from that Jake. He actually went by and hammered the hen first. I don't know if he was jealous of her, telling her to get away from him or what, but so look at how you're setting up these decoys throughout the seasons, and how your weeks lay early in the year to middle of the year, and then at the end of the year. And right now, because you're going from that first to second, get that Jake in there a little bit closer, and using this tactic will hopefully help you own your season.
It's my third morning here in south central Wisconsin. We've had rain every other day, like a half inch, 2 days in a row. So today's the first nice day. It's supposed to be up in the high 60s, maybe even 70. So I think these birds will be working these cornfields. There's a cut cornfield to the left of me. It hasn't been tilled yet, but I'm sure they'll be working that over, get the bugs out of it. I'm on a clover plot here that's out in front of me where I've got my decoys. So hopefully the birds will be active this morning and come in, and hopefully we can own our season. Well, that was cool. We have 5 or 6 of them come in. They were gobbling off to the left of me, and I just made a few yelps and didn't call after that until I shot. I wanted one to raise its head. Yeah, they were following some hens. 3 hens came through first, kind of a ways out, and then these ones I heard them gobble, and they worked their way right across this cut cornfield right into the green field that I'm in. But that was pretty cool. Well, I can't say enough about these Avian X decoys. They just draw these turkeys right in. I've had a lot of jakes come in and pound on this jake decoy from Avian X, but morning had 5 toms come in. As soon as they seen the decoys, they came right in, worked around it. They were kind of bunched up, so I had to give a call to kind of disperse them a little bit, but man, I can't say enough about these decoys. They worked awesome today.